What if I told you that 30 days from right now you could have a real skill that pays you actual money every single week, and that money could go straight into building your very own investment portfolio? No job application. No boss breathing down your neck. No schedule that someone else controls. Thousands of young people across the United States are already doing this right now while still in high school or college, and the part that really gets me is most of them started with absolutely nothing. No experience, no savings, no special connections. This is not theory. This is happening right now in cities and college towns all over the country. If you stay with me for the next few minutes, I am going to walk you through exactly how this works step by step so you can start your own 30-day skill challenge and begin putting real money into investments before this month is over. There is one key part of this strategy that completely changes the way you think about money, and I promise you do not want to miss it. Here's the truth that nobody sits down and explains to young people. The biggest obstacle to investing when you are 17 or 20 years old is not knowledge or fear or motivation. It is cash. You want to open a brokerage account, which is basically just an online account where you buy and hold investments, but your bank balance is sitting at $46 and you still need gas to get through the week. I have been in that exact position and I know how defeating it feels. The advice you always hear is the same tired script. Get a part-time job. Save up for a few months. Then start investing. But here is what nobody mentions. A part-time job at minimum wage, after taxes, after gas, after food, leaves you with almost nothing at the end of each week. And it eats through 20 to 30 hours you could be spending on something far more valuable. So you end up exhausted, broke, and quietly convinced that investing is only for people who already come from money. That cycle traps millions of young people in this country, and it is exactly why I want to show you a completely different path forward. The 30-day skill challenge is a concept that has existed in the entrepreneurial world for years, but nobody has broken it down, specifically for young people who want to use it to fund an investment portfolio. So that is exactly what we are doing right now. The idea is dead simple. You pick one skill that you can learn well enough in 30 days to start charging people real money for it. Not mastery level, not perfection. Just good enough that someone will happily pay you to do it. And here is what separates this from the random side hustle advice you have probably heard 100 times. Every single dollar you earn from that skill goes directly into your investment account. No exceptions. That is the whole system. But the real power is in how you execute it. So let me show you step by step how to make this work in real life. The first step is picking the right skill, and this is where most people fail before they even begin. They pick something way too complicated or something that sounds impressive, but nobody actually wants to pay for. You need a skill that checks 3 boxes. It has to be learnable to a decent level in a short amount of time. People and businesses have to already be spending real money on it. And you need to be able to deliver it without expensive equipment or high startup costs. Let me give you 3 strong examples that actual young people are using right now. First is short-form video editing for TikTok and Instagram Reels using free apps like CapCut. Small businesses everywhere are desperate for this type of content, and you can learn the basics in roughly a week of focused daily practice. Second is Canva graphic design, where you create clean social media posts, thumbnails, or simple logos for local businesses. Canva is completely free and has built-in tutorials that walk you through everything you need to know. Third is copywriting, which simply means writing emails or social media captions that help a business sell its products or services. Each of these skills can be learned entirely from free resources you can find online, and each one has proven paying demand right now today. Now here is where the real shift happens, and I genuinely need you to lock in on this part, because it changes everything. Most people treat earning money and investing money as 2 completely separate worlds. You grind at work over here, and maybe you invest a little bit over there, if there is anything left over. But when you connect those 2 things through a focused challenge like this, something clicks in your brain that you simply cannot undo. Every dollar you earn from your new skill has a crystal clear purpose. It is not random spending money floating in your checking account, waiting to vanish on something you will not even remember next week. It is seed money. It is real capital flowing into assets that grow over time while you are sleeping or sitting in class or hanging out with your friends. And when you watch your portfolio climb from $0 to $50, then past $100, then beyond $200, all funded entirely by a skill you taught yourself from scratch, the way you see yourself changes completely. You stop identifying as some broke kid and you start seeing yourself as someone who is actively building wealth on their own terms. That single identity shift is honestly worth more than any stock pick or investment trick you will ever come across in your entire life. Let me tell you a real story that brings all of this to life. A college freshman 18 years old living in Texas decided to take on this challenge by learning short-form video editing. He spent the first 10 days watching free tutorials online and practicing by editing clips from podcasts he already listened to. He was not impressive at first, but he stayed consistent and kept showing up every single day. By day 14, he posted on his social media, offering to edit 3 short videos completely free for any small business owner willing to try him out. He got 5 responses within 48 hours. After delivering those free samples, 3 out of 5 offered to hire him on a recurring weekly basis. By day 30, he was earning roughly $400 a month from editing alone. He took every single dollar and put it into a total market index fund, which is basically one investment that holds a tiny piece of almost every major company in America. He held it inside something called a Roth IRA, which is a special type of account where your money grows completely tax-free over time. By the end of his freshman year, he had over $3,000 invested and compounding. But here is the detail that really stuck with me. He said the first time his portfolio crossed $1,000, he just sat there staring at his phone for a full minute, because it was the very first time in his life he genuinely felt like he was getting ahead instead of constantly falling behind. That is what this challenge really gives you. Not just money, but a feeling that you are finally moving in the right direction. If this is clicking for you and you want more content like this, that actually helps young people build real wealth from zero, go ahead and hit subscribe right now. This is exactly what we do here at Savvy Gen every single week, and you genuinely do not want to miss what is coming next on this channel. Let me map the 30 days out so you can picture exactly how this looks. Days 1 through 10, you are in pure learning mode, watching tutorials, practicing your skill, building a solid foundation. You are not trying to earn anything during this phase, you are just getting competent and building confidence. Days 11 through 20, you shift into action mode. Start offering your skill for free or very cheap to real people. This is how you build work samples, collect honest feedback, and develop real confidence with actual clients. Reach out to local businesses, post on your social media, or start by helping people you already know. Days 21 through 30, you turn the dial up and start charging real rates. Maybe $25 to $75 per project, depending on the skill and the scope of the work. By day 30, you have a marketable ability, you have real clients or strong leads, and you have actual money growing inside your investment account. That is a radically different position from where you sat just 1 month earlier. Now I know some of you might be thinking this sounds like hustle culture, so let me address that directly. This is not about grinding nonstop or sacrificing your sleep and your mental health. The challenge has a clear start date and a clear end date, 30 days. After that, you get to decide what comes next. Keep going and scale it up. Try a completely different skill. Or take a break and come back to it when you are ready. The only goal is proving to yourself that you can create income outside of a traditional job and use that income to invest in your own future. That is it, nothing more. Now let me hit you with the long-term math, because this is where it gets genuinely exciting. Say you keep earning just $200 a month from your skill, and you invest that amount consistently into a broad market index fund. Historically, the U.S. stock market has returned roughly 10% per year on average, though of course the market does not go up in a straight line, and past performance never guarantees future results. At that general pace in 10 years, you would have over $40,000. In 20 years, that number crosses 150,000. And that is without ever increasing your monthly contribution. Now imagine what happens when your skill income grows over time, which it almost certainly will. You could be looking at a seriously life-changing amount of money by your early 30s, all because you decided to spend 30 days learning one useful thing while you were young. That is the kind of math that should light a fire under you. Here is what I want you to do right now. Drop a comment below and tell me which skill you would pick for your own 30-day challenge, because I am planning a detailed follow-up video that breaks down exactly how to learn and monetize whatever skill gets the most comments. Your answer directly shapes what Savvy Jen creates next. And if you know someone, a friend, a sibling, a roommate, who keeps talking about wanting to invest, but says they do not have the money to start, send them this video right now, because it might be exactly the push they need to finally take action. You are still here, which tells me you are not the kind of person who just watches and does nothing. So pick your skill tonight. Start your 30 days. And when you are ready to open your first investment account, so you know exactly where to put that money, the second it starts coming in, go. Watch this video right here, because I break the entire setup down from scratch and make it completely impossible to get wrong.